This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
Introducing the new Volvo XC90 with 7-seat versatility, Google built-in, and advanced safety features for all your precious cargo. The new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
My name is Happy Gilmore. I haven't swung a club in years.
You know what you gotta do.
Grip it and rip it.
Or... Oh, now that is some Happy Gilmore. Everyone is talking about the comeback kid, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Knee.
Yeah, baby!
Happy Gilmore 2, only on Netflix July 25th. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
If the Eagles are going to return to the Super Bowl, which teams in the NFC are going to pose the biggest threat to stop that from happening? That's the question. Welcome to Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. Do me a favor before we get into this here. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network. I got it linked below. On August 1st, I'm dropping a video because we're running a raffle contest. And that video on August 1st is going to see how you enter the raffle and the two big prizes in this raffle. I've got a photo print framed signed by E.J. Brown, and I got a football signed by Cooper DeJean and Darius Slay. All money raised in this raffle, 100% of it are going to go to Eagles Autism Charities. So make sure you subscribe to the channel on August 1st. If you're paying attention to the channel, you'll see that video and how you can enter it. We're going to run the raffle for the entire month of August, but you're going to want to check it out. Guys, we're about a week away from training camp opening for our Philadelphia Eagles. So today we are going to look at who poses the biggest threat in the NFC for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. So let's take a look at the teams in the NFC who pose a threat. Now, a couple of them we've already covered in detail. In my opinion, the biggest threat to the Eagles is the Washington Commanders. Now, we've gone into them last week, how health is going to play a factor in a lot of these teams we discussed. But as long as they've added a lot of pieces to the Washington Commanders, and as long as those players stay healthy, because they are an older team now, outside Jaden Daniels, I think that they are going to be a major challenge for the Eagles. Also, whether Jaden Daniels takes that next step or at the very least stays as great as he was last year as a rookie. So that's the biggest challenge, in my opinion, for the Eagles. The next biggest challenge is the Detroit Lions, who had the best record in football last year at 15-2, despite having 747 guys go on the injured list last year, on IR last year. You know, they still were able to finish with a 15-win record season, and they just came up short. The injuries just caught up to them in the division round. The Commanders were able to beat them. Now, they do have to overcome the sudden retirement of their all-pro center, Frank Ragnow. They did add DJ Reed to their secondary, which was one of their biggest weaknesses last year, which they actually were pretty healthy in the secondary for the most part last year. But Jared Goff, that offense, that two-headed monster at running back, Gibbs and Montgomery, you got great wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Sam Laporta. The Detroit Lions, and Dan Campbell is one of my favorite head coaches, not named Nick Sirianni, are going to be scary again this year and probably pose the big threat to the Eagles. Number 3 on my list of big threats to the Eagles is actually the LA Rams. We beat them in the division round last year, But let's be honest, we were one sack along the goal line from Jalen Carter away from that game going differently. And they got one of the better head coaches in NFL right now in Sean McVay. Obviously, honestly, probably the third best coach in the NFL in Sean McVay. They moved on from Cooper Kupp, their star wide receiver, but they brought in and they upgraded to Devontae Adams. So Matthew Stafford, who is a very underappreciated great head coach in the NFL, or quarterback in the NFL, gets another weapon to throw with Puka and the rest of that offense. The Rams are going to be a dangerous team. Now, they're not going to win 15 games or 14 games, but as long as they win that NFC West, which I predict they will, just like I predicted that last year, they are going to be a big test. They got a good young defense, Jarrett Verse, obviously. The Rams are a team that scares me. I know we all, when I think it was Puka, made that big catch in the snow along the sidelines and late in that game, and they got it down towards the goal line. We were all scared at that moment. Number 4 on my list of big challenges for the Eagles this year it would be the Green Bay Packers. I'm not 100% sold on Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, but they've been taking little baby steps every year. They added they think they added a number 1 wide receiver finally with pick 23, Matt Golden, in the draft. But in my opinion, they've got about 47 number 2 wide receivers and no number 1. But it's a well-coached team. It's a well-disciplined team. If the Lions slip up this season, the Packers would be the team that could win that NFC North. So the Packers pose the 4th biggest threat, in my opinion. Then I got kind of a 3-way tie at number 5 on this list here, and some sleeper teams. The 49ers were banged up last year. Brock Purdy got paid. Christian McCaffrey should be healthy this year. Kyle Shanahan, a very innovative, good head coach right there. The 49ers, if healthy this year with CMC, will pose a threat, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I think the Arizona Cardinals are kind of a sleepy team. Why are 3 of the 8 teams that I think are all in the same division? The Arizona Cardinals, first off, can we believe that Kyler Murray's already 28 years old? Wow. He's got a full offseason with Marvin Harrison. They've added to their defense by drafting Walter Nolan, someone a lot of Eagles fans wanted. They signed Josh Sweat from the Eagles. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals could take that next step. And if the Rams fall down, if the 49ers aren't healthy, the Cardinals could surprise people and even win their division. So that's something to keep an eye on right there. And finally, I know, and nobody wants to hear it, but the Dallas Cowboys. I know a lot of people aren't, but Dak Prescott's finally back to being healthy. They added George Pickens to their wide receiver. I think the big key with the Dallas Cowboys, whether they pose a threat, is whether Brian Schottenheimer, I didn't call him Marty Schottenheimer that time. How about that? Brian Schottenheimer, whether he can, lead this team, we'll see. I don't know, but they're my top 8 teams. Commanders 1, Lions 2, Rams 3, Packers 4, and then a kind of a 3-way tie with the Cardinals, Cowboys, and 49ers there. Let me know. Come on, Trending in the AM, my morning show on the STT Sports Network. Let me know if you think I'm right or wrong on these teams or the order of these threats to the Eagles. But, guys, it's the Eagles Checkdown, Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. We're a week away from training camp. This is the last week of no training camp, no football, like new talk every single day. So make sure you're locked in and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I said, if you want a chance to win the raffle prize, you're going to have to tune into that YouTube channel there. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Go Birds. And bubbles up.
This episode is brought to you by San Pellegrino Ciao, a new kind of flavored sparkling water. The kind made with real fruit juice, a pinch of Sicilian salt, and the sparkle of the Italian sun. With no added sugar and just 10 or less calories per can, enjoy. With love, from Italy. By San Pellegrino Ciao now.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Why are there ridges on Reese's peanut butter cups? Probably so they never slip from her hands. Can you imagine? I'd lose it. Luckily, Reese's thought about that. Wonder what else they think about. Probably chocolate and peanut butter.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.